the Positive Living with Autism blog. Today's video is about negative thinking. I know a lot of people in the autism community have negative thinking. Oh my god, this is not going to work, or this is going to work, or this is not going to work, or whatever. I have a lot of negative thinking. My head is full of negative thoughts. It just happens to me naturally. And this video will be tied into mindsets, which will be next week's video, but I was thinking about this when I wrote a post yesterday about creative light and the whole idea of negative self-talk. I spent a lot of my life telling myself I couldn't do things because I was this, or that, and whatever else. But what I've learned about being negative and negative thinking is that it got me negative answers. It got me to go do those negative things like, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart, I'm not, all that stuff. So it seemed to me that what I've learned about all that negative self-talk was that it didn't get me anywhere. It was just getting me down that path of negativity. Like, oh my god, this is stupid, this is dumb, I apologize for everything I did, and you know, I guess you could call this sort of this one sense that I've always, this mindset I was always going to be negative. Always. That's the way I was. Always negative about everything. Like, I'm going to live this way, I'm going to live in a group home, I'm never going to go to college, I'm not going to do this stuff. And it's a crazy insanity way to live my life. I didn't see it until today, but the idea that I was going to not do the things I wanted to do. Sort of, as a friend of mine calls it, my heart's desire. And for me, being stuck in those mindsets is tough. And because there is nothing I can do. When I'm taking a mindset, I gotta stay like, this is the only answer I have today. This is the only way out. So, I guess since we're talking about this anyway, we're going to talk about mindset and negative thinking in the same conversation, because it's the only way it works. But the point is this, that it's really hard for people with autism, and especially me, to get out of mindsets of this is the only way to live. People have been telling me this for the longest time, family, parent, whatever. We get stuck and this is the only answer. What helps me get out of the mindset and negative thinking is positive thinking, a mantra, whatever you want, like I'm a good person, but also talking to other people, talking it through with people, going, this, you know, what do I have to do to find this, get myself out of this stuck idea that this is the only way to think. Because I've lived that way. This is the only way I'm going to live. From like high school, elementary school to college, this is the only way. I'm going to be a lonely single guy, and it's painful. But it also shows me that my way of thinking and my mindsets are so stuck on negative thinking. That this is the only way I am going to live. The only thing I'm going to do is be this way. Is to stay in this rut and live the way I'm still living today. It got me crazy. It got me insane. I had to make those changes spiritually and emotionally, in my mind and in my body and in outside the world. Change my thinking, my thought pattern, the way I do things, my tone, my speech. Speech is an easy one, because it's like you gotta start saying negative words. Like I can't, won't, shouldn't, never, always. Those are dangerous words for me, because they lead to, oh, go beat yourself up now. And people can probably relate to this. Beating myself up is one of the things I do. I'm better at it. I don't go like, oh wait, you did this wrong. Because for me, every life lesson, you know, there are no mistakes. It's all just life lessons we've learned. We've learned how to live our lives in a way that is so different. You know, for me, I call it a new awakening. The new awakening inside of me was that I don't have to live that way anymore. I think I shared a long time ago the story about being at a train station and a friend of mine tells me, you know, there's another way to live. That was what it was for me. It took a while. It took me a long time to finally see until today, when I started doing these blogs and these videos, that there's another way to live. There's another way to create the thing that you do. To show, like I said earlier, to show your creative light. If you you want to go into that, you want to do what you're doing, that's fine. But just know that you have the power within you to make a choice. And that's was what the hardest thing for me was, to know that choice that has consequences, that you live your life based on choices. This is not good enough, this is not great, this is horrible, whatever. But to go fulfill my dream, to live my life as whatever I wanted to. And that was what got me out of my mindsets and my negative thinking, was there is another way. I just haven't seen it yet. I just don't know where that road goes yet. I may never know. But at least I get to follow a new path in my life. And that scares you, fine. I want you to be scared. I would know. I was scared. That new path of my life took me to a new direction that I'm on today. And like I said before, if you need help, I'm willing to become like a life coach for you. Contact me. I'll put my email at the end of the video. Come find me on Facebook, whatever. Let's go on this journey together. Let's find that new way of life together. And if you get stuck, we'll get stuck together. And maybe together, with our two heads, we can figure out a new way of living. Thanks for letting me talk.